Hey guys, okay, so a few years ago, whenever God brought me out of my old life and stuff like that, He started showing me dreams, like super realistic, vivid, crazy dreams, that I've never had the experience before I came around to God, and then all these dreams started happening. But one of the recurring themes in the dream was, it started off with an extra moon in the sky, and the moon would progressively get bigger and bigger. And this happened over the course of a few years. I've probably had like 20 dreams of, the same objects in the sky. And they keep getting bigger and bigger. And I even had one experience, January, I think 28th of last year, where I had a vision, like I was still awake, and everything was just like superimposed over my sight, like what you're seeing right now, and then you see something completely different. And it was me and a friend of mine, and we were riding around in his truck, and it was nighttime. And I said, what is that over there in the sky? And it looked like this on this shirt. This is actually why I bought this shirt. I know I'm weird. It looked like that. It was just a huge red planet-looking thing, moon, whatever, in the sky. And I said, what is that? And he was just like, that's probably the moon. But it was huge. It took up like a third of the sky. It was crazy. And I looked to the other side of the sky, and I was like, no, that's the moon over there. And, there was the regular moon on the other side of the sky. And then I snapped out of that and freaked out for a second because that was a weird experience. And then shortly after that, I had another dream. Or I had a dream about, I was in space, and I saw this same huge red planet object thing getting closer to Earth, and this time I heard the word Eclipse. And ever since then, I've been kind of like, watchful about eclipses and stuff like that are going on. But, and that's been another recurring theme in my dreams, is like whenever this thing shows up, there's an eclipse. Like sometimes it's during the day, it'll be in the middle of the day, and then the sun just goes dark, and the moon, you're able to, as the sun gets darker, you're able to see the moon wherever it is in the sky, because like at nighttime you can see the moon better, and the moon turns red. Literally, as the sun goes dark, the moon goes red, just like it says in Acts 2:20, I think. And that's literally how I see it happen in my dreams and stuff, and it's crazy. But I wanted to point something out. And I did this in another video, but I talked about the timing of whenever we're all caught up to meet the Lord and stuff, and it kind of led to a lot of arguing, and I'm trying to avoid that right now. So, anyways, Acts 2:20, we know that the sun will turn dark and the moon will turn to blood, which we know is a solar and a lunar eclipse. So this right here, Earth, this right here is the sun. What causes a solar eclipse, which is coming August 21st. I don't know if that, means anything compared to this dream, or if that is just going to be a regular day, and this object I keep seeing is going to eclipse the sun. I have no idea. But either way, be watchful for that time period, especially this fall. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so the moon, this little guy, is the moon, and the shadow of the moon goes on the Earth and, blocks the sun out, so the sun turns black, or whatever. That is a solar eclipse. Then over here, what causes the moon to turn to blood is when you have the sun, Earth, and the moon is in the shadow of the Earth, and it turns the moon to blood. That is a lunar eclipse. So, if you want the sun to turn black and the moon to turn blood, you need another object. You need something to cast a shadow on the moon to turn it to blood. So let's say the moon was behind the Earth, then the moon would be blood, but the sun wouldn't be black. So you would need something there to block the sun, right? Okay. So then on the same hand, if the moon was in front of the Earth, you would block the sun, but the moon wouldn't turn red. You would need that's kind of out of place, but you would need an object to cast a shadow on the moon. So maybe this is what ties together the Acts 2:20. I hope that's the right verse. The sun will turn dark, the moon will turn to blood before the great day of the Lord. So yeah, like I said, August 21st, there's that big eclipse, and people are, it's crazy because people, I've kind of kept this to myself since January 2016, and people are coming out saying that, you know, that this Nibiru system, or whatever you want to call it, this planet thingy is going to be visible during the eclipse. And I've kind of just been sitting on that, you know, thinking that for the last, you know, since January 2016. And I even have a video about it. I'm not sure if it's still visible or whatever on my channel, but yeah, so it was crazy. Keep that in the back of your head, but realistically, I mean, it could happen right now. You know, this object could just move in front of the sun and eclipse it, and then, according to all of my other dreams, whenever that stuff happens, like, it gets very real on the world. It's almost sort of like everybody's waiting on this event to happen. So yeah, be watchful. And I don't know, just the fall. Every the last few years, just the fall season has just been such a, like, hype roller coaster train, and everybody gets on it, and then, you know, tensions die off and they fall down. But I don't know. This year just feels different, and I guess we'll see. But anyways, love you guys, and thanks. Bye.